The dark night of the soul is a term that is frequently used by a lot of spiritual practitioners where they explain the ideal of when we are broken to our core. This is a pivotal point where one must choose whether to continue to indulge in certain things and continue certain practices that are not good for our highest good and indulge in the suffering and the pain. Usually, this is invoked by a betrayal, a death of a loved one, a catastrophic event. Meaning, let's say you were in a relationship and you thought this one was the one, right? And you found out that this person was a facade, that it was all a lie, and maybe you were going to marry them or you were married to them, and you find out that this person is just Satan himself, right? Or Satan herself. And that your heart gets broken, like really broken, and you have had a history of betrayals and brokenness, right? Or let's say someone very close to you dies, and you go on a spiral, right? Or there was some type of natural catastrophe or something like that, and you lost a whole bunch of people that you loved, right? And so this is where the dark night of the soul gets initiated, where sometimes we don't even want to keep going, we don't want to move forward, we don't want to live anymore, right? And so at this time, we are presented with a choice, with a balance. Do you want to continue down the road that you were going, or do you want to address the fact that people continue to betray you, people continue to hurt you, people continue to induce pain into your life, right? What do you want to do? And so for me, I chose to heal. I was very much guided. I was very much guided because I have to fulfill a purpose. I have to fulfill my mission, right? And it wasn't until that point of breaking that I realized that my suffering had a purpose. That it wasn't all for nothing, but in order for me to be able to speak the way that I speak today and share this with humanity, I had to first do the work. And that's what I did. I chose to heal, I chose to forgive, and I kept moving forward. And so, when it comes to the dark night of the soul, in that process, after we let go of all that no longer serves us, after we forgive, we go back to our childhood. I have a very big history with ritualistic SA abuse, where energy was being harvested through SA abuse as a child. And as you're going through your dark night of the soul, you're not alone. You are surrounded by your ancestors and your angels at all times. And it's up to us to believe, right? And I anchored my reality into, I chose these people, I chose these experiences. It was for a bigger purpose. I'm breaking generational curses. Earth is a school. And because I did that, I was able to forgive. It was easier to forgive. Not only that, I had the experience of, I had gone through addictions and I had gone through a program before. So doing the shadow work was a little bit easier for me because I had practice prior to this point, right? So now what I'm trying to say is that when we go through all of this and we do that healing work, we do that shadow work, we go ahead and we let go of everything that no longer serves us. And one of the things that I also did was that I regulated my nervous system without having to use any medication. I was being poisoned, so my medicine was being poisoned, so I let go of the medication and I healed with nature. I healed with taking care of my vessel. I healed with prayer, right? So I was able to get off the antidepressants, I was able to get off the anxiety medication, and in a couple of months, I was free of all symptoms, right? And so, as I did that, and I did the healing work, when it came to shadow work, and I integrated my shadow into the light of consciousness, because there are certain things that in those experiences we need in order to protect ourselves later on. And I'll give you the example of, when you're betrayed, let's say you're in a relationship, and it's coming in and out, coming in and out, coming in and out, and this has been down so many times, right, that you've already picked up the pattern, right? When this person tries to do it again, you already be able to identify the pattern, so you don't want to throw out the entire experience away, right? You want to be able to to take out the knowledge, the lessons, those things out of it, so that you're able to identify it later on in case somebody else wants to try it. So this is what we do with shadow work. We go through the experiences and we take out the lessons and we incorporate it into the light of consciousness by using it for a higher good, right? We're able to put up boundaries now. And so I did that. I, incorporated the shadow into the light of consciousness. I balanced my dark and light, and I did a lot of meditation, a lot of prayer, a lot of being out in nature, a lot of my body being my temple. There's people that have altars, right? I am the altar. This is this is it. Right? And so I did that. And then I did something where I was able to slowly awaken to a higher level of consciousness and do the casting the net to the right, where you activate the right side of your brain, right? And this, I do it little by little. I practice this every month. During a moon cycle, I fast for 4 days and I meditate and I raise up my Kundalini energy, which is my sexual energy, right? And so we're able to induce our own spiritual awakening. We're able to induce taking off those rose colored glasses and putting on the actual spiritual glasses on to see what's happening here and to be able to operate at a higher level of consciousness. When we do this, we're able to see illusions for what they are, we're able to see lies for what they are, and we're able to see and identify the false programmings that have been put in place. And so the way that we get to this point is by detaching from the programming and not worrying about titles, because we understand that Earth is a school and that the path that we chose it for a reason. There's a reason why you chose that family. There's a reason why you chose those friendships. There's a reason why you chose those relationships. You were supposed to learn something out of that. And you can tell that this is true because you'll realize that until you don't get the lesson out of it, the people that you come into contact with will have the same energy as these people, right? So we detach from the programming. We practice forgiveness for all of our experiences. No matter what was done to us or what we did. And we don't pass any judgment because there were spirits operating through these people. And we forgive the person for they know not what they do. And we just fuck off the spirit. We balance our light and darkness by incorporating our shadow aspects into the light of consciousness because we need both. We can't be just all love and light and not have a shadow. We need a shadow. We also come to the understanding that for everything good, there's something bad. There are universal laws in place. There are the laws of polarity. There are the laws of gender. And we begin to apply these universal laws into our lives, and we begin to align with the universe. We take care of our vessel because that is our temple. That is the way that we're going to be able to build that one-on-one relationship with God, is through the pureness of our vessel from within. And after done all of that work, we've become a temple, a place where God can dwell in, where we can hear God, because we have removed all of the obstacles in between our connection. We have remembered. Like, came back into unity with God. We first came into unity with ourselves, which led us to be coming into unity with God, who resides inside of us all.